Right.
Wow.
Hello everybody, this is Jeff, the Silver Surfer on the Searchers, and in my own channel we're down here in Melbourne Beach and we're visiting with Terry Shannon. I'll show you.
My wedding rings.
Yeah, right.
And here one of the prongs was broke off around the diamond. I could have lost the stone out of it.
That's Dig-em-all Bill there, that's Mrs. Shannon. There's playing the dirt John David. And there's Terry, he's showing us some of his goodies that he's found. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
That one there, yeah. That is so.
So we'll be back in a minute.
Do they know what was actually used to cut these off?
What they did is they would pour a strip of silver
Mm-hmm.
on the ground,
Right.
you know, and then they'd whack off with approximately 1 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you look at this one and even this one here,
Right.
see it, you know, and they hand stamp it. So
Mhm.
every coin is
Right.
different. Like this one, that looks like it's a cut coin. It's
Yeah.
not. That was actually the way it was.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but you can see on these how they shaved it down to get it down to 1 ounce.
Right.
You know, and the same thing. See, so an 8 is 1 ounce of silver.
Right.
Okay, here's a 4. That's a ½ ounce of
Okay.
silver. You know, this was a 1 right
Mhm.
here. This is a ½ real.
Right.
And on my neck here, this is the first coin I ever, Spanish coin I ever found.
Right.
That's a 2.
Oh, cool.
Now,
Yeah.
this is a 2 also.
Right.
He had it put in that bezel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say that's a special made
what-
bezel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did they use to shave these with? Do they know? I mean,
I
cut
have no,
'em.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
what
I
they-
didn't know if- I didn't know
you
if
they
anybody
just
knew
would
yet.
knock it off. You can see. Yeah, look at this one. See how they on the edges how they.
Right, because
how
it's
they
a
cut it down.
smooth cut. I mean, it's
See, like on
amazing
this
how.
one here, when they cut it down, they
Look
cut the
at
date
that.
off.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, it's amazing how
See the
smooth it was.
701?
Well, I guess maybe
Uh-huh.
the sand too
Wow.
has smoothed those edges a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
they
maybe
That
they
means
weren't as smooth cut.
1701?
Yeah,
some
they-
of them, you know,
Yeah.
sliding around. I've got some that are you know, just absolutely smooth on one
Right.
So
side.
you had a jeweler make that.
yeah.
Did a heck of a job. Good job.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Steve.
also found this chain,
Wow.
and
Is there
it's
anything you haven't found?
10 karat gold,
I
and
tell
then
you,
it's got the white gold trim,
Oh yeah.
and
That's
it's
pretty.
27 inches long.
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's worth some.
And
How old do you reckon the chain is?
I
Think
don't
this a
know what
modern
that-
chain?
Yeah, I'd had a cross on a great big
Yeah.
gold cross.
Right.
But we went into Zales Jewelers,
Mhm.
and they had one. It was 22 inches long,
Right.
and it didn't have the white gold trim,
Mhm.
and they had it on sale for $1,100.
Yeah.
And like I said, it amazes me what people wear to the beach,
Right.
and I'm glad they do.
This. Why would you wear something like that to the beach?
You know, Panama City Beach 3 years ago, I was metal detecting. A lifeguard walked up and he said, "Have you found anything?" And I said, "No, not yet. I just got here." And he said, "Well," he said, "if you happen to find a $32,000 diamond ring, it belongs to a lady in Atlanta." She had moved here recently 3 years ago from Europe and to Atlanta, and she came down to Panama City, and I was like, "Did you say a 32,000 or 3,200?" He
Yeah.
goes, "No, $1,000 ring." He said she lost it and she's put up a reward for $5,000 if anybody
Yeah.
returns it. And I said, "Well, I hope whoever finds it returns it to her."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I said, "But that's hopefully they will."
Yeah.
So
I,
But
I,
yeah,
there's
I
one
mean-
in the river back home that was 35,000,
mhm,
and when I found, which one did I was looking for it. Oh, when I found this one, I called Gene. I said, "I think I found it."
Right?
But
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
This one, it wasn't formally appraised,
right.
but this guy he was a friend of ours, and he looked at it, and he figured about 12,000.
Yeah.
It's good to have friends like that that can appraise stuff for you, isn't it?
Right.
Well, unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh,
Yeah.
But this one, he said, well, first when he looked at it, he said, "Oh, maybe 5,000."
Mm.
But then he just kept looking at it and just didn't say anything.
Right.
And finally, Terry said, "Was something wrong with it?" And finally, he said, "No, those diamonds are so clear and so perfect,
The
Then
price
he
just
said-
went way up.
probably closer to 7,000."
Yeah. Wow. Goodness gracious.
But this one was from back home in Minnesota, where the kids go tubing,
mm-hmm.
Wow.
and I'm sure she was
Yeah.
paddling in the water, and of
Right.
course the water is cold.
And your hands shrink.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they got sunscreen on
Yes,
and
right.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm a native Illinois boy.
Oh,
I've been in Florida since '94. My blood's done thinned out. I can't. I told them all back up there. I said nobody can die in the wintertime.
Yeah, right.
well, we ended up going home for Christmas this year to
You mind if I get a
Minnesota,
picture too?
and
Oh, no, you guys do anything you want.
when we left, or when we decided to go, I had looked, and it was
5 of them gold. One was a 2-carat
well
diamond.
that 2-carat one
Right. Oh my gosh.
Holy smoke.
was that
Yeah.
that man's ring with the
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one in a 2-carat diamond.
33
Where's that
diamonds
2-carat?
there.
Wow.
Right here.
Yeah.
And I,
One day.
yeah. There was 11
Well, and
rings.
there was a man's ring with
Uh-huh.
3 little diamonds,
Oh
and
my gosh.
another one that had, what was it, 7?
I don't
But
remember.
the one gold ring, I'm sure, was probably the wedding ring to that.
Right.
Mm.
A big white band, yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Here's a neat thing. It's
Oh yeah, the bracelet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it,
It's so cool to see this on the video
It
and come
is.
here and actually see it.
See it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
Terry,
that's
you are a
very
true
neat.
pirate, buddy.
I have been really lucky, and I have made so many friends, and I just made 3 more.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
We're always
there's-
looking at your videos and stuff, especially when he says it's time for the beach.
Okay.
Because Tallahassee, you gotta travel an hour to get to the beach. you
Right.
know?
Well, I'm going to do another video, and we've got all the footage done. We just have to. I have to sit and do the dialogue. But we're going to talk about these surges and going way up high.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I follow the waves out.
Right.
You know, I usually get there about 3 hours, and as the tide's going out, and if you look on a beach, you know, you'll have pretty steep angle as you're going down. By the time the tide gets out, it's almost flat. It's
Right.
up in that sand.
Right.
Beautiful.
And so I'm really big on hunting.
Oh, my
you know,
goodness.
low tide and that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, after the surge and them 5 reals,
Isn't that something?
And there's only-
up high.
Right.
There's
And
a
we,
SA
Jerry and I probably detected
Hmm.
all
on
the
there,
way
and they
from-
haven't been able to determine
Well, I
the,
actually went south.
you know,
of,
they figure that's a
Mont
mint
Steele.
or
Oh, yeah.
the maker mark.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a package
But,
everywhere.
Is
It's
that
real
right?
high.
Haven't been able
And you
to
know,
find anything.
who knows how old it is?
Yeah,
There's
You
not
know,
many people
it could have been,
No.
specially made for somebody.
yeah.
This,
You know, some queen in
one that I
in
Yeah.
Spain or something like that with her name initials or some royal.
They had a
You know,
Yeah.
major storm.
who knows?
3 days.
Well,
It wasn't a hurricane.
This
it
was
just a big
totally
storm.
embedded
Right.
in
I went
Kapoya.
out there and there was a.
And
I found 141 silver coins.
had it soaking
That's
and
like the
forgot about it.
reason about it.
And it was in there for about 6
5
months.
gold rings, that one with that cut diamond. in it.
Yeah, I found the that medallion I found. I put it in olive oil, and I decided after that I wasn't putting nothing in olive oil anymore
Well, I'll
Yeah.
tell you.
because it kind of soaked it up, made it
You've
real
inspired
dark.
me. These
Oh.
are actually instructions
So-
from your video
I usually
that I put in my phone note.
put in
Step. Yeah.
Gene,
lemon juice and stuff like that.
Treasure detecting tips from Terry from the video.
Really?
Yeah, number 1, the best metal detector to use is MineLab Sovereign GT for the large coil. And we tried, Jeff and I both looked on eBay, and we found 3 or 4
Yeah.
Sovereigns, but they weren't in great shape. So,
And they wanted a mint for them.
yeah.
Oh.
Now I found one, Terry. You'll love this story. Some of the forums that I put it on there. Anybody's got a Sovereign GT they want to sell, I'm kind of looking for one. So this guy contacts me. He was from Utah, and he says, "Well, I think I got one in my garage. I just don't use it anymore." And I said, "Well, that's." I said, "Let me know what it is and all that. Send me pictures." So he sent me pictures. It wasn't a Sovereign. It was the Elite.
Okay.
And it looked a little rough. I said, "Well, you know, does it work good?" He said, "Well, yeah, it works great, And he had one of these sunray sniper coils on it, you know, and then that sunray meter, and which I didn't want the meter because I got a bad eye and I can't, you know, the VDI numbers don't mean nothing to me anyway. I usually go by the tones. I said, I might be interested in it if the price is right. And he says, "Well, what do you want to give me for it?" I said, I don't know. What do you want? He said, "Well, it ain't worth too much." I said, "You want $50?" He says, "Yeah, I'll take $50." I said, "All right, send it to me." He sends it to me, and I get it. It took him forever to send it, and it wouldn't work worth a flip. You turn it on, you got no threshold, no volume control, nothing. So he said, well, it worked good when I shipped. I said, hey, you're the one that packed it. You shipped it. I said, I'm sending it back. You know, so I ended up sending it back.
I just bought one, what, 2 days ago. You know, but it's the old X2A Pro, and the reason I've got 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the 5th, and but there's a little girl, Corinne, and she's got an AT Pro, which is a heck of a detector. It's a good detector, but it's not real good on the beach and the wet sand.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm fixing that up for her. And in fact, I'm doing that this morning. You know, because she's just such a sweetheart. And, you know, I'm going to sell it to her, but she'll get a tremendous deal on it. You know, and I've had so much luck with the Sovereign.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was up. I got a call from this friend of mine. I just sent it. You guys are on my email list.
You aren't.
No, I sent him an email, but I'm not on the email list.
I got a list that I send out. I'll have to get your email addresses and include you in that. But anyway, I got a call from this friend of mine, and he said there's a spot up at just north of Pier at Coco. And he said, I get nothing but dimes. He said, I got 50, 60 dimes there, just loaded with dimes.
Right.
And I just found it was a real nice diamond ring. I think it's laying out there. And it really looked nice. Turned out to be gold plated, but it was at the time. So I said, I'm not leaving, so I'll come up the next day. So I go up the next day, I found 195 dimes. It was just loaded with these dimes.
Golly.
Well,
Dime beach, huh?
195 dimes, it was 2 quarters, a nickel, and a penny.
Yeah.
Is that right?
But I'm just digging steady, see. But what was
That's
so fun
Yeah.
is I got that old Sovereign, see, and people come up and they say, what are you digging? I said, coins. And I said, but this one's a dime. You know, because that's all I was getting was dimes.
Right.
See? And I could pretty well tell anyway. And then I'd scoop it up and I said, yep, it's a dime. Well, how do you tell? I said, well, I'm so used to my detector, I can just tell by the sounds. They'd walk away just impressed as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But I really can tell.
Yeah.
I really, on gold, you know, it's
Mhm.
you know, the bottle cap sound very much like it, nickel sound. I tell everybody, you know, when you're tuning your detector, you know, take a nickel with it. If it doesn't pick up that nickel, you're going to miss the gold.
Right.
And I use no discrimination and
Yeah.
take everything.
Yeah.
And you see guys standing there with a detector
Mhm.
going this way, and then they're going this way, you know. And
Right.
they could have went like this in their hand.
Yeah,
but it was, you know,
exactly,
it
yeah.
just,
My